Hello and welcome to Web3 Unpacked. I'm Rich Pasqua, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with George Basiladze, CEO of Wert, a fiat crypto conversion payment system. Welcome, George. We look forward to learning more about your product.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, excellent to have you. And interesting fact about George is he was at one point the founder of CryptoPay, one of the oldest running Bitcoin wallets in the UK. That's pretty impressive start to your whole Web3 journey. Can you give us a little bit more about your background and how you get started, and perhaps maybe what excites you about the space?
With pleasure. So I've been around in crypto space since 2013. I was a little bit mining, and then it was just a hobby with friends. And then we decided to move on and create something big, a company, a startup. And that's how we started out CryptoPay in 2013 in the UK. It's still up and running. We were one of the first ones to issue prepaid cards linked to Bitcoin. So you can spend your coins anywhere Visa is accepted. We was pretty radical at that time. It was 2015. They were like us and one another company doing the same thing. And yeah, it was cool. But later on, I went to Web3 Summit in Berlin in 2019. And there was Edward Snowden talking, and there were other notable people, and it had such a vibe that what I've understood is the future is custody free. It's non-custodial, and everything is going to be running on smart contracts or fully decentralized and automated. So operating a custodian wallet out of the UK, it's something that is like something's going to go away. And I thought that having buy crypto as a service can be a nice thing. So my other shareholders and co-founders didn't like the idea, so I've sold my shares and was free to do what I'm doing now, Wert. It's buy crypto as a service. So it's a widget or a payment module or payment page, whatever you call it, something that you as a developer install, integrate, and your consumers will be able to seamlessly purchase cryptocurrency or NFTs or get execution on DEXs. There are many use cases right now there too. It's fiat on-ramp, buying of cryptocurrency, and NFT checkout, buying of NFTs.
Got you. Yeah, it's an interesting space for sure. And before we dig into the product a little bit more, and again, it's a fiat to crypto conversion, tool that you can kind of plug into your e-commerce type of platforms or NFT platforms. But before we go deeper into it, what were some of the challenges or hurdles or pain points that you were seeing in crypto payments that kind of led you to this journey and creating this product?
The act of selling of cryptocurrency is a regulated activity, and global regulation, the worst part of it, that it's fragmented. So if you have a license in one part of the world, you cannot passport it or use it in another part of the world. So you need to have a global portfolio of licenses in order to operate. Many of the non-custodian wallets at the time were really kind of a software companies. They had different principles, and they were led by people with vision and charisma and team of motivated and enthusiastic individuals. They were doing cool stuff and turning into something which is compliant, regulatory compliant on a global scale, It's not something that they can do. It's kind of a different mentality. Like all this, like this. There's a thing called 4i principle. When one transaction is monitored by two persons, that's why it's 4i. So one is signing and the second is kind of checking. That's a term from regulated finance. The younger generation, they cannot do global compliance and global payments. So they need a regulated partner that will do that heavy lifting, that will result in just a simple thing. The consumer is buying crypto with the credit card. That's it. So that was the idea that everybody else will do the same stuff. If you're a non-custodian wallet, you need a on-ramp, right? You need some tool for your consumers to get crypto so they can start using the wallet. So instead of everybody doing the same, I thought that it's a nice idea if you provide an infrastructure which will be shared between all those wallets and DeFi's. That's how I came with my idea. And that's the pain point.
When I went on to the Wert.io website, I did do a quick demo, and it was really quite simple and easy from the front end. And really, that's 100% of the goal. For me, as perhaps an advanced crypto user that uses, standardized wallets all the time, how does it work behind the scenes? Where do the keys go? How do you perhaps alert users or inform them or even educate them as they go along the journey?
Sure. So first of all, we are B2B service, but the services it's B2B2C. So we work with B2B companies that integrate us, but the service itself B2C. So this kind of thing. So then our nature is non-custodian, meaning that we never store customer crypto and we never store customer fiat money. That's why we accept only credit or debit cards. So when you buy crypto, you specify the wallet address where this crypto you want to be delivered, and right after the transaction, you instantly get it delivered. So there's no private keys or nothing is held by Wert. This front end can be easily embedded or integrated through an iframe. I'm not sure how technical is the audience, but there's a thing called iframe, and you can embed this through in a model window or in mobile apps through WebView. This payment iframe, and it reduces all the complexities, and it don't put any additional regulatory PCI compliance or any other burden on the wallet developer itself. So the non-custodian wallet embeds our payment module, our on-ramp, and it's just a button that pops up, and there the consumer buys crypto. But the consumer buys crypto directly from Wert. So the wallet itself is never part of your transaction. That's why it's so light from the compliance and regulations perspective.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So I think the pieces are falling into place for me now. But as you go through the purchase, now, do you then store an NFT, let's use an NFT, for example, on your network until the end user is ready to perhaps download their first wallet?
No. So we will do that, but in a different way. Right now, when the consumer is buying NFT, we assume that they already have a wallet, because this like the wallet signing happens on the marketplace side or on the project side. So first they sign in with MetaMask somewhere else, not on Verse platform, on, let's say, Known Origin. That's one of our NFT clients. The consumer signs in with MetaMask, and then when they want to buy, as MetaMask is already signed, this NFT will get purchased and sent to that wallet address. So we never hold, we're never in a custody of the NFT.
Got you. Yeah, yeah. The reason why I ask is we meet with a lot of people building rewards points and working within the DeFi space, such as yourself. And some of the platforms will actually do a fiat to crypto exchange for you seamlessly, much like you guys do, but they also will give you the option of holding them there. But then that gets into all sorts of unleashes a whole bunch of different regulatory situations. So I totally see why you're doing it. You're obfuscating any kind of financial or legal risk. So that's a pretty smart smart way to go about it. And thank you for the deeper dive. So, it seems like Wert's off to a really great start with, NFT checkout solutions garnering 95% of approval rate, right? That's pretty impressive. Whereas the rest of the industry is at 50% failure rate or plus. What are the reasons why do so many transactions fail?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Not everybody understands that. So, card schemes, Visa and MasterCard, card networks, they classify every transaction with their category code. And every merchant on the like seller on the network has a category code. So when you sell, let's say, cryptocurrency, you have a merchant category code number 6051, which is quasi cash, or like that is generic to financial transactions. So when you go to an ATM, it's the same class of a transaction. Or when you do a foreign exchange, when you do money remittance online, is the same category. So this is a financial transaction. Buying crypto is a financial transaction. So there's a whole different chargeback rules in regard and consumer protection on financial transactions. So banks don't really like them. So for issuing banks that actually are in the possession of the credit or debit card that have issued that credit or debit card, they are the ones actually approving or declining the transaction, and they think all over the world, regardless of whether it's US or EU, all over the world, they treat quasi cash and crypto transactions as high risk. I had my friend was on the phone with me. He was buying crypto, and when he made a transaction, his account at Revolut got frozen because of the fraud suspicion and high risk suspicion. So he had to unblock the account. It took him a while, and that's how banks treat cryptocurrency businesses, and that's why so many transactions are denied or declined. Around 50% of them, which is horrible. It's a very bad experience, and it's not good. That's so. What we've done is we worked with the WorldPay, our payment provider and payment partner, to get approved by Visa and Mastercard directly as a unique, not crypto merchant, but NFT merchant. And as a result, we were assigned not a crypto or quasi cash merchant category code, rather than a normal e-commerce digital goods MCC. So when you buy NFTs through Wert checkout, this transaction is classified as an ordinary e-commerce transaction, and issuing bank has usually no objections about authorizing it, and that's why we have 95% acceptance rate.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what just a little bit of work can do and kind of put people ahead of the game. And you mentioned WorldPay, which kind of threw a good flag for me, because look, it's WorldPay. They've been around for a long time. They sponsor lots of important projects, DeFi and pure play financial projects. That's really interesting. And it's important for our audiences to know that they don't just choose anyone off the street. They have to be very reputable, have a great product and service to back it up. So one of the questions I had personally for you is, buying NFTs is obviously kind of the first step for a lot of people, right? But for folks like myself and yourself and others that have been around for a little while, like, we're really into the idea of utility-driven smart contracts. Is that something beyond the NFT world? Will you be doing, say, contractual agreements on the blockchain through NFTs, or process type of utility-driven NFTs in the future?
It's already happening. If you look at the token-gated experiences that are being created, it's already a contractual thing. So you buy an NFT, and then based on its parameters, you get a daily, weekly, monthly access to certain smart contracts, not websites, but certain smart contracts. So it's already cool. It's already happening. I mean, imagine a world where, based on the NFT, which is on your wallet, you get different type of access to different DeFi. So let's say if you have an NFT X, you got one set of trading pairs. But if you have an NFT Y, you have a different set of trading pairs. And this NFT can be, I don't know, sophisticated. There's a self-certification of whether you're a sophisticated investor or not. And if a trusted third party issues this NFT, it would be much easier for DeFi platforms and for DeFi protocols to target financial services based on the experience of traders.
I got you. Yeah. So depending on kind of your level, you can kind of dig deep and really start to operate within the NFT itself or the smart contract itself. So
yes,
that's very cool, and it's important for our end users or listeners to understand. Some of them are advanced, some of them are noobs, and that's okay. Now, I saw, or I read in one of your recent press releases that you're working with Rarible and Mintable, which to me, I've interacted with them in the past. Very reputable brands or new brands in the NFT space. Who else beyond the NFT world or traditional NFT blockchain world?
There's not a lot. Our focus is specifically on Web3, NFT, and DeFi space. We have a couple of non-custodian wallets using us, NFT marketplaces, and recently we were doing a drop with this company called Stables. It's the horse verse out of France. They are a subsidiary of PMU. It's the very old French company, and they've done this amazing NFT drop, which was sold out, and we were partnering with them and help their users get those NFTs without the need to buy Tezos. So you just enter your credit card details and you get your NFT. It was really cool. Also, there is a drop which is happening right now it's a Danish artist from Denmark, and he's doing a drop on Concordium blockchain. Yes, so such things are happening as well.
With concerns with X's KYC or know your customer and financial surveillance on both fiat and blockchain sides, how does Wert handle that? You probably touched on it a little bit already, but how do you deal with some of these actual regulations that are here now, and how you might handle things that pop up? It's like a minefield.
It is a minefield. That's true. The one big thing that helps us is that we do not do custody at all. That makes us exempt from many regulations. KYC and know your customer obligation that applies to us. It's not a very bad thing, to be honest. Yes, it looks like a total mass surveillance, but the law is a law and you have to abide. There's a logic in that law that is not that bad, and there is a fair element of it. But yeah, the law is the law, and you have to abide. We have to know our customer, but the level of this knowledge and the depth of this knowledge varies. There's a thing called risk-based approach in many financial legislations in Europe, in the US, UK, meaning that depending on the scale of the business and size of the transaction, you can apply different measures to mitigate AML risks, meaning that if somebody is buying crypto worth of $10, this is totally different than somebody buying crypto worth of $10,000. So you have to apply different level of due diligence, and that's what we do. For smaller transactions, less than $1,000, we do not ask for any documents. We don't ask the consumer to upload anything. We just ask them to state their first name, last name, date of birth, residency country, and provide credit card details. Based on that information, we can fulfill our KYC obligations. We make sure that we do not do business with sanctioned individuals. We don't do business with individuals that are on the watch lists and so on. And that's it. It's, everybody is so pro-compliance these days, and it's getting even worse and worse. But for me, and for our culture, I think that, compliance is compliance. You just do it, and that's it. You shouldn't be paying too much attention to it. You have an obligation, you fulfill that obligation, and that's it.
I didn't realize that actually I always thought there was, as far as compliance, there was a one size fits all, no matter what the transaction. There had to be type of thing. It's in reference to KYC, but yeah, that's interesting. Above $10,000, that is interesting.
Yeah. Also, it really depends on this product. So if you open a bank account as a financial institution, that bank account has a lot of functionality, meaning that the risks are potentially very high. But when somebody is buying crypto, this product is so narrow that you can de-risk it internally and say that it's a less risky product. That means that you have to get less information, and you shouldn't be required to do enhanced due diligence or like insane due diligence or have a video interview with the consumer. You don't need to do that. Like it's many people like treat the law directly and read the law, in the worst possible way and interpret the law in the worst possible way, unfortunately. But we hope not to be that persons.
Okay, now onto another topic, and this is my curiosity. I have my opinions on this stuff, but with the U.S. putting the squeeze on everything crypto, and subsequently starting the CBDC, central bank tokens. How do you think this will affect 2.0 to 3.0 transactions in the future?
There will be many digital currencies. And unfortunately, what we see right now, I think that it shows that the world is changing. And there will be many currencies and many digital currencies all over the world. There will be local currencies, there will be community currencies, and there will be a lot of them. And the side effect of tokenization, a very interesting side effect, is that imagine you can tokenize gold, oil, coal, nickel, copper, whatever you want, uranium, right? And you can have a portfolio of those tokens in your MetaMask. And you can link your MetaMask to your Apple Pay card or Apple Pay enabled card. And then you go and pay in Starbucks with that portfolio of tokenized assets or that portfolio of cryptocurrency. It looks like a natural exchange, like you're exchanging gold for coffee.
Yeah, seamless credit card transaction. It's almost like a rewards point kind of thing, but you're using multiple tokens.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And there's less need of money. There's less need of a currency, because in this transaction that I've described, currency itself disappears because you pay with tokens. Like literally, you have tokens on the balance, and then you don't have on the balance. It's a very interesting world where we're heading to.
Okay, excellent, George. So, as we start to wrap up the podcast here a little bit, we want to know a little bit more about what's next for Wert, because it seems like you're really diving in. You're getting a lot of early adopters. You guys get the space. You got history in the space. What is next for the product?
There's so many things that we're working on. The first thing that we're going to announce next week is assurance. So found a service provider, a regulated insurance provider that will secure NFT sales in a way that if a customer is buying an NFT which is faulty, so we kind of provide a warranty. And in case the NFT got hacked, the smart contract of the NFT got hacked, or there is any kind of a malicious behavior, the consumer will get compensated a big portion of the initial purchase.
Wow, that's interesting. A whole insurance plan on individuals' crypto or purchases actually with crypto. That's phenomenal, and I think that's a natural next step. It's almost like your own security coin or security token. But yeah, I love that. What else you got coming? Anything interesting? That is pretty cool.
Wallet creation. So we want to enable the consumers. So it's kind of also a known problem on the market. So there are consumers that don't have crypto, and this problem is solved by the NFT checkout. But imagine the consumers that want to buy, and for some reason they don't have crypto and they don't have a wallet, or for some reason it's not convenient for them to connect the wallet. It's a very common thing, especially on mobile devices. So we'll provide those consumers with an option to buy the NFT, and we'll pre-create a non-custodian wallet for them. So right after the purchase, they will have the option either to send this NFT to the normal wallet, or to export the private keys, or to wait a little bit and get to the desktop and then do the transfer, or use Wert's non-custodian wallet for some time.
That's where I was kind of heading before with the wallet discussion. So yeah, you'll have your own proprietary non-custodial wallet that will be, and to me, that works as like the stopgap between, well, I'm super new and I don't even have a MetaMask or anything else. This will actually help them to say yes immediately, and then they can send it to, and again, it's very seamless.
It's even better. You cannot just send the NFT, but you can export the private key into your MetaMask. So you don't have to move the NFT, which is even better. You don't have to pay the gas and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart move, because those who own the wallets kind of own the eyeballs as well, hearts, minds, and wallets, literally, of end users. That means you could do your own in-wallet promotions and or drops seamlessly?
We don't want to do that. No. We want to stay a B2B company, not a B2C company. We don't want to compete with our clients. We don't want to compete with non-custodian wallets. We're not a wallet company. It's a transitory mechanism. It's something in the middle for the first transaction to get onboarded rather than a standalone service. We're not like, I know that in the long run there's a big need for wallets. Of course, we have like 3 or 5 billion people that need to get onboarded into Web3, and they all need wallets. But unfortunately, it's too early for Wert to be doing that. Maybe at a later stage, maybe in a different company, I'm going to do the wallet thing, but not now.
Got you. Yeah, it makes sense. It's like a wallet light just to get you by and, acclimated into the wonderful world of Web3.
Yes.
So George, as we wrap up, I kind of always like to ask guests, what does Bitcoin and crypto mean for you personally? What does this world mean to you?
I like the idea of crypto because it's money that is only yours. I mean, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody will tell you how to use it, where to send it, and where not to send it. And it's kind of money is very important. It's for me, it's a manifestation of your energy that you've spent as an individual. You worked hard and you've earned some money. You created your wealth, and nobody should be able to take it away. You should never be put on the risk that a bank freezes your account, or there is a default, or there's a bank run, and other things. I mean, for me, those risks, it's too much, and people should have a different option. People should have money which is only theirs, and nobody can take it away. And this is what Bitcoin stands for.
Absolutely. Personal sovereignty is number one for me, and freedom and flexibility to move without, handcuffs on.
Yeah.
George,
even like a last thing, even if we don't talk about like private transactions like Monero or Zcash or whatever, even like sending USDC, it's so much easier to send USDC to somebody in a different country than doing a bank transfer. It's not even the compliance thing. $10 worth of USDC. It's like I bought a painting from the U.S. painter. It's very beautiful. It costs $50, but if we do a Swift transfer, it's going to be like $30 fee, and it's going to take ages, and you never know. It's much easier to send that person a USDC transaction, and that's it.
Where can our listeners find Wert? Where can they learn and potentially get a demo for maybe some of their platforms they're working on, their e-commerce platforms? Where can we go to learn more?
It's on Wert's website. It's wert.io. Everything is there. We have a Discord group for developers. There's also the link on the website. And that's, it's everything is there. We have a Twitter and LinkedIn community, but not that big.
Awesome. Yeah. It's funny because Discord is becoming the new central hub for people, especially developers and creatives.
Yes. There's some other things there, like there's Nostr thing popping up. It can be a big thing.
Yeah, could be interesting. Telegraph is good, but I think Discord is actually pretty amazing as a one-stop shop for doing work internally and then communicating through your outside audiences and teams. One thing I know you're kind of passionate about is DAO, right? The next time we talk to you, George, we'd love to kind of get into some discussions around DAOs and how you set that, how you're using it and, what that means to the world and to your products.
Yeah, well, I would be very happy to do that. I was on the DAO day recently here in Estonia, and yeah, it was a really good meeting and very good event. Yeah, DAOs are very interesting.
Yeah, I think they'll as soon as people wrap their heads around it, it'll become more and more important
Yeah,
as time goes on, especially in this economic and world climate we're in right now.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, what I would say is, George, thank you so much. Wert.io, for our listeners, go there, do a demo, see what they're about. It really is kind of plug and play. It's pretty simple stuff for anyone thinking about fiat to crypto conversions. Give them a look, give them a test run, and give George a shout online if you'd like. Thank you so much, George, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to be here again. Yeah, it was a nice talk.